Hey everybody, what's up? It's Kiki and welcome back for another video. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and become part of the Kiki Squad. And while you're at it, hit that notification bell so that you are notified when I post a video. Today I'm coming at you guys with the first impression, not really. It's more like a review because I have tried to film this video 3 times. Today makes the 3rd time that I filmed this video. And for the past 2 days, I did not have my microphone turned on. The first day it wasn't plugged in, the second day it wasn't turned on. So there was no sound in the video, but my mouth was moving. And I didn't want to do a voiceover over a moving mouth throughout the entire video. So here I am today on the 3rd day and hopefully
the microphone is on.
So what I'm here to bring you guys is my review, my thoughts, and all the specs that you need about this new foundation from Loreal, the Total Cover Foundation. This is the newest foundation to their Infallible line. I love the Infallible line, so when I saw they were bringing out a new foundation, I wanted to definitely give it a try. If you haven't seen my other videos on the Loreal Infallible foundations, I will have a link above so that you can click on, check out my review on the Pro Matte as well as the Pro Glow. Now, I did pick this foundation up in 2 shades. I picked it up in the shade 311 and as well as the shade 312. Normally, I pick up the shade, the 12 line, which is Cocoa. In the Pro Matte, I got it in the shade 112 Cocoa, and in the Pro Glow, I got it in the shade 212 Cocoa. So when it came to this new line, I figured I'd just get the 312 Cocoa. When I went to Walgreens, the label on the packaging is really dark. So when I was looking at it, 312 and 311 both look like the darker shades, but for some reason I gravitated more towards the shade 311. So I bought the shade 311 Cream Cafe, and this was the one that I've been trying out for the last 2 days, but I wanted to go back and get the shade 312 just to see if it was a match for me. So if you guys want to see a demo of me applying this foundation, keep watching. I prime my face with the Nivea Post Shave Balm. I use this as a primer sometimes, like it's really hydrating, so I use that as a primer. And I'm going to go ahead and start with the 312 just to show you guys how it looks on my face. I went back and got this to see how this was going to look on my skin because this one is a tad bit light. So I'm just going to swatch this one on my face, the 312, and see how it looks. No ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am. No, this one is too dark. Too dark, too orange, too red, too no, we're not doing that one. So we're just going to go ahead with the 311 Cream Cafe. I've already used this twice, so like I said, this isn't a first impressions. This is more of a review, and then I'll give you guys all my thoughts as I'm applying it. Okay, so the first thing I noticed when using it with the Beauty Blender is that it moves around much better than it does. When I apply it with the brush, it dries really fast and it doesn't move around as much. I don't get to blend it out as much and I end up with like patchy spots on my face. But using it with the Beauty Blender, it actually still feels like I'm moving the product around and blending the product in, rather than it drying down and feeling like I'm rubbing powder on my face. Because when I use it with the brush and I blend it, it feels like I'm applying powder because it dries down so fast and locks into place really quickly. And applying it with the Beauty Blender, I get the full coverage look faster than I did with the brush. With the brush, I had to use 2 applications. With the Beauty Blender, it looks like I'm only going to have to use 1, and it's covering up more than it did with the brush. Okay, so this is how the foundation looks on its own. This is the 311 Cream Cafe. Like I said, the color is slightly off. I don't know if it's the undertone or that it's just a little bit too light for my skin. But this is how it's looking. And honestly, I do like it better with the Beauty Blender. On the packaging, it does say use their new blending sponge. So I guess the formula of this is formulated to work better with a sponge than it is with the brush. Because both times I used it with the brush previously, it was really dry on my face. I couldn't hardly move it around. It was hard to blend. I had patchy spots. I kept having to go in and try to blend out the patchy spots. But using it with the Beauty Blender, it moved around much easier. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up my makeup, and then I'll come back and give you guys all the information on the foundation and all that good stuff. So, okay, so I decided to use the 312 to bronze my face up, and I want to see how that works. So I actually like how it looks as a bronzer-ish. And this pimple right here, I got it the first night I wore this foundation. I haven't had a pimple in months. And the first day I wore this foundation, that's when I got that pimple. So this is my finished face. I just did a little quick beat. So as you guys saw, I did apply the shade 311 all over my face. It has a slightly light tint to it, or maybe it's the undertone of it. I can't quite put my finger on it. And I've noticed it for the other past 2 days that I wore it, that it was just a little bit off. So I went back and got the shade 312 thinking that maybe this would be a better match. But once I applied it, you saw that it was way too dark, way too orange. So the 312 did not work for me. But I did use it as a bronzer, contour kind of thing because I like the way that it dries down. And once it dries, it sets into place. So that's what I use for my contour / bronzing today. I used the shade, the 312 shade, and I really like how that looks. So now let me give you some specs on the foundation. It is their full cover foundation. This says it's pro for face and body, which means you can use it on your face, you can use it on your body. On the display, it actually has someone with a tattoo and showing that it covered the tattoo. Now, I don't think this will cover a tattoo like the Kat Von D claims or the one in Walmart, the camouflage concealer. I forgot the brand. I don't think it'll cover hard candy. I don't think it'll cover a tattoo like those concealers will, but it does give you a full cover. I don't think that it gives you a immediate full cover. I think you have to build it to a full cover. It's more like medium to full, and then you can build it to full. For the finish, this says that it has a natural finish, but I totally disagree. It has a more of a demi matte finish. Like yesterday when I applied the foundation, I completely forgot to powder my face because it looked like it was already powdered. So the foundation is definitely more on the matte side than it is on the natural finish side. It says it has like an airy light texture, and I can say it doesn't feel like I'm wearing foundation, but it's not like super light. And it says it wears up to 24 hours. I won't be testing it. I have had the foundation on for over 8 hours. So in the 8 hours that I wore it, did stay in place, and I didn't have any issue with it like breaking up or sliding off my face or anything like that. Right now my skin type is more combination dry. It's normally combination oily, but I have been on the drier side, and the foundation does cling to like dry spots on my face and dry patches. Like I have a dry spot on my nose and I keep flicking off the skin because it looks like really dry. When I initially applied this foundation the first 2 times, I used a brush, and using the brush, it was so hard to blend the foundation. Like it would not move. It'll get in one spot and be stuck and then dry in that spot. And then once you start trying to blend, it feels like you're blending powder on your face, and it wouldn't move over your face. So it wasn't sliding and gliding easily with the brush. Today I decided to use the Beauty Blender because on the packaging it says use with their blending sponge. They came out with like 3 blending sponges, and it says to use with the blending sponge. So today I tried it with the Beauty Blender, and it was a world of difference. The foundation moved better. I even got a better coverage using the Beauty Blender. When I used the brush, I went over my face like 2 times to get a full coverage. So using a Beauty Blender actually gave me a full coverage without having to go over my face more than 1 time. The foundation is a bit thick. It's more of like, you have to really squeeze. As you guys can see, I'm squeezing. I don't know if you see. Yeah, there you go. I'm squeezing the heck out of this bottle to get some out. You have to really squeeze to get some out. It is of a moussey, thicker texture. It's not as runny as, say, the L'Oreal Pro Glow. When you shake it, you can actually hear it. And when you turn it over, as you can see, it just like easily drops out, and it's really runny. So as you can see, the color difference in between the 3 shades. The first one is from the Total Cover, and that's 311. The second one is from the Pro Glow, and that's 212. And then this one is from the Total Cover, and it is 312. And as you can see, that one is really deep. And as you can see, there's a big jump between 311 and 312. So if you're someone with my shade, you're probably going to have to mix like I think I have to mix. For me, I think this is just a little bit too light. So I will be mixing the 312 and the 311 next time I apply this foundation. But I definitely like how the 312 went as a bronzer on me. As you can see, it's like really warm. To start off, it only comes in a limited amount of shades. It only comes in 12 shades. So if you're between, you're definitely going to have to mix to get your perfect match because the colors are so far off. I do like that it has a squeeze tube. I actually prefer squeeze tubes over glass bottles with pumps. They're easier to travel with in my opinion, so I just prefer this, so I'm glad that this had this. I didn't use a pore filling primer today, but my pores are so small, like they are not visible. It doesn't enlarge my pores or anything, so I love it for that. It definitely smooths my skin and give it like a nice, smooth, flawless finish. And because of the foundation being so dry, I wouldn't use a like a foundation powder. I would definitely use something very light. That's why I use my mineralized skin finish. I love the way the mineralized skin finish doesn't add color or more product to your face. It just simply like finishes your face off. Whereas if I would have used like Studio Fix powder, it would have added color, it would have added product, and it would have made my face even more drier. I sprayed my face with Fix Plus just to, you know, mesh everything together and to hydrate my face a little bit, because before that it was looking like really powdery. So overall, I do like this foundation. I do give it a thumbs up, especially for people who are not so oily. Like these days I'm not oily, so I can't speak on how it would wear if I were in my oily state, because it has been holding up on me, being that my face is more dry. So just like the other two L'Oreal Infallible foundations, this one is a keeper for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up. Comment below and let me know if you've tried this foundation. What are your thoughts on it? Did it work out for you? Is it a staple? Is it a favorite? Let me know. Let me know what shade you get and what shade you normally would have gotten. And if you have any questions on this foundation that I forgot to answer or I left out, please leave it below and I will definitely answer it for you guys. Also, share this video wherever you share videos. That really helps me out and I really appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't already. I love you guys and I will talk to y'all in the next video. Bye.